What a perfect day to film a makeup tutorial because I'm having an excellent skin day. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be sitting down and doing some makeup with you today. Now, if you're new here, hi, hey, hello, welcome. I do have a vascular birthmark. Hello. There she is, on this side of my face. And I really like to share skincare and makeup because I feel like so many of the influencers that are out there sharing their skincare and makeup have absolutely flawless skin or they use filters. And around here, we don't do any of that. I have this little dot pimple thing on my nose. We're a little bit greasy sometimes. It is what it is, and that's life, right? For the sake of today's tutorial, we are doing like a very glowy, I don't even want to say glowy. I don't even want to use the buzzwords because I don't really even follow like glowy, soft, natural glam, chocolate glaze, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of do what works for me and I follow a lot of the same things over and over again. Now, we will be using one product in particular today. That is going to be the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Flush Blush situation. Dew Flush Blush. Because the reason I am getting ready with all of you this afternoon is because I'm going to an event with Glow Recipe tonight and I'm very excited, and it's to celebrate the launch of this product. Not to say that that product is like gonna make or break this makeup, but without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm using primer. I don't know, honestly, I'm gonna tell you if you're gonna skip anything in this routine. I feel like you could skip primer. It kind of is costly, if I'm being totally honest. The one that I go for most days is the Cali Ray primer. It's called So Blown. And I feel like with this primer, if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking in the mirror, it kind of just gives me like a soft blurring effect, which is really helpful, especially if you find that like when you do your skincare routine, like your moisturizer or whatever, you feel, or your sunscreen, you feel like you look really, really greasy and shiny. Primer is gonna help you with that, or at least it helps me. I'm just gonna take a little clip. Put some of these pieces back. Now let's go ahead and do a stick foundation for my face because again, we're going for natural, we're going for everyday. And for me, I have found that stick foundation is really what makes my skin look the most like skin versus when I do a liquid foundation, I feel like it tends to sometimes look a little bit on the cakier side. The cool thing is obviously I'm doing a lot of this. You could just do swipe, 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 swipe and call it a day. But because I'm going to an evening event, maybe going to be photographed, I'm going to do a little bit more. But it's a choose your own adventure. The one I'm going in with, if you follow me over on Instagram, you've seen me talk about this a lot, is this Merit Beauty, forget it. You know what I'm talking about, the Merit Beauty stick. I will provide an alternative if this is out of price range for you, which is totally understandable. The Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Stick. This works equally as well. It has a little bit of a larger surface area. You're not gonna have necessarily the same ingredients, but it's literally almost an identical product, so that works great too. To prove my point even further of how simple I am keeping this makeup routine, this is the amount of brushes that I use every day. It's like 3 or 4 brushes, and my holy grail brush that I talk about constantly is this bubble blending brush from Real Techniques. I'm gonna show you how quick, this is why I like this, you can blend out your whole face of foundation. It doesn't matter if it's stick foundation or liquid, in literally like 30 seconds or less. I find that this is the most approachable and easy way for me to blend out my makeup, and it looks super seamless. There's no lines or streaks across my face, and again, it works with literally any product. Now that we're fully blended out on the face, we're gonna go in with just a smidgen of concealer. Now the one that I love to use is the Tower 28 concealer. However, again, if you want something that is equally as fabulous, honestly this one is kind of a dupe for the infamous Tarte Shape Tape, the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. It looks a little something like this. I believe it's only like $9 and it works really, 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 really well. You know what? I kind of feel like using the Sephora one. Let's use that one. I just take this, and because again, we're going for natural, I just do dibble dabbles right there underneath the corners of my eyes. And then you could take a brush or a sponge. I like to use a like flat top. Can you see how this brush has a really interesting angle? It makes it really easy to kind of get in that inner corner, and I just use this to kind of focus underneath the eye, and then as I blend it, just lightly blend this out to sort of the edges. I am very, very pale, so I have to go in with a shade that is like almost white to really give me that brightening effect. And then once I've done like the majority of the blending under the eyes and bring it to like kind of the creases here, focusing really on the center of the face, I then just take the excess and I bring that on my eyelids. In case I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, I'm not a makeup expert. This is just what works for me as like a normal girl, so consider this like an average Joe makeup tutorial. I'm not an expert, okay? Next step is totally optional, but because we are moving into like the spring summer months, I am gonna do a little bit of bronzer tonight. You could go for a creamy bronzer stick, or you could use something like a liquid bronzer from Rare Beauty. I'm kind of in the mood to do the bronzer stick tonight, and I'm just gonna focus that like right where if I go like that, I'm gonna go above that line. So right there. I'm not gonna do too much. And I'm just gonna put it here and then on the sides of my nose, like that. I like to take a brush that has a flat top again. I really like this brush. I would say if you're gonna get anything from this video, get that bubble blending brush and this brush from Rare Beauty. It's meant for their liquid blushes, but I find it works really well with literally any cream product. So I'm just taking that. Do you see how easy that blended out? And I'm just blending my cheeks first since I put the most amount of product there, and just really kind of patting that in, blending her out. We're gonna do a little double dipping for my personal favorite part, which is blush. I'm gonna start with the more plum shade. What is this? Berry Flush from the Glow Recipe Flush Blush. I have a really round face, so I like to focus my blush kind of on like the inner parts of my face, and then I put it on my nose. This smells so good. And then we're gonna go in, I have two of that brush that I just showed you. I'm gonna go in with the one for my blush. And I'm just kind of patting that into my cheeks. I really like this product. It's super duper nice and easy to blend. I might not even need the other one. I was worried this might be a little too sheer, but I feel like this actually might work out pretty well. So, and then I take that and I just take the excess kind of over the bridge of my nose. Think about if you were to get sunburnt, where that sunburn would be. It's kind of what I think about. And then I'll take any excess and put that on the high points where I put my bronzer. Like that. Pretty, right? Now my entire base is done. We're just gonna go and add powder over top everything because we put cream on my face. And what I have learned is that when I put cream on my face, I could easily go out and about like this, but I tend to sort of have like a little bit of oily skin, so it'll kind of slip and slide around, and I definitely don't want that, especially because we're going out and about tonight. So we're gonna take some translucent powder and put that over the areas where there's nothing else on my face, bronzer on the areas where we put the bronzer, and you guessed it, blush powder where we put the blush. So let's do that next. Because I'm so pale, I like to go in with a light shade of bronzer. This is the infamous Benefit Hoola bronzer in shade Light. And because I like to kind of keep it a little bit more focused, I take a really small fluffy brush and I just kind of put that in the areas right over top. Remember we put the bronzer here, 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 and then down my nose. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I keep it light on the bronzer because I'm like a little scared of bronzer. It freaks me out. And I feel like it goes away kind of fast. So it's kind of my least favorite, honestly, product. Now I could do blush next, but I'm kind of thinking we should set my under eyes first. So I like to take these little triangle sponges. I buy like a pack of like 20 of these on Amazon. If I can find the link, I'll have it for you guys. And of course I'll link everything I'm using. I am using this Busted, Crusted, Dusted Tower 28 powder because I really love it and I don't want to waste it. It's just a translucent powder. So any translucent powder would work. You can use a pressed one, which is what this was. Now it's kind of loose. I'm just going to take that and I'm just tapping that under my eyes, over my eyes, because I tend to get creasing from my concealer there and I don't like to wear eyeshadow. And again, we're keeping this as a natural look, so that's just gonna set my eyes. I'm putting it right here on sort of this triangle of my forehead, down the center of my nose, in the creases of my corners of my nose, basically anywhere that doesn't have blush or bronzer. So down here on the lower cheek and down here. Now if you're feeling like you're looking a little powdery after this, not to fear, our setting spray will come to the rescue. That is what we landed on with our powder. Easy peasy, right? Hopefully this is super approachable and not scary. That's my goal with this. Now I feel like a good fail-safe when it comes to blush, if you want something that's like super duper blendable, this NYX Buttermilk blush has been super great. I really like the color of this. I wish it didn't have fragrance, kind of a complaint of mine. This has been a go-to for me, but I am wondering if for this evening, oh, you guys didn't tell me I have powder on my nose. Easy peasy, tap off the extra, and I'm gonna smile like this, kind of like a weird, crazy smile when I look in the mirror so that I can really get exactly right there on the apples of my cheeks. And I really like blush, so I go crazy with the blush. If you don't like it, don't tell me. I go like this, and then I go right on the top of my nose. Again, think of like where you would get a sunburn. And then I take anything left and I just sweep over my forehead right there. We're done with the face. We're almost done. Now that the base is done, this is the point where I like to pause and set my face. I really kind of stick to the same couple of setting sprays. If I am wearing my makeup for like the entire day and I have something really important going on, I'll use this one size setting spray. However, I'm like convinced that this is not good for you. The way that it smells really bothers me. So the Urban Decay All Nighter, this one has hyaluronic acid and I think watermelon fruit extract or something. Also great for all day, but this is a dewy finish, which is what I prefer. Use the setting spray that makes your heart happy, but I'm gonna do a little bit of that. You could just fan it with your hand, or if you want to be really fancy, you could take a very dramatic fan. This always freaks out my cats. And just fan your face. Now we're almost done, I pinky promise. I am gonna tell you right now a little secret about me. I could care less about my eyebrows. I really don't care. I know some people are like really into their brows. I usually just give them a little brush. I just use a translucent brow gel. I'm not even gonna make a recommendation because I honestly just use whatever is like cheapest or I don't know, a brand sends to me, and I brush them through. You could just use a spoolie. I don't even use product, and especially because we're going for natural. Now I'm just gonna line my lips. My absolute go-to that I wear every single day is shade Fill Me In from Tower 28. This is their one liner, and I'm just gonna take that. Again, I'm kind of messy with it. I really don't care if it's perfect. I just want to add a little bit of color to the outside of my lips. I feel like this is really a perfect shade for me. Might take a little bit of experimenting to find what color is perfect for you. And then I'm thinking, because the product that I'm celebrating at the event that I'm going to tonight is very much like kind of a natural, fun, cheek flush color, I'm just gonna go for a little lip oil on my lips. This is a Merle Norman. This brand has been around forever. Lip oil, kind of like a cherry-ish color, and I'm just gonna put that on top. You could literally use any lip balm, any lip gloss, any lip oil with a little bit of lip liner, and it's gonna look fabulous on you. I just know it. And now, you guys, dun 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 dun, we've already made it to the end, and we're gonna do my favorite part. Second favorite part. Favorite part is definitely blush. Second favorite part is lashes. So I'm gonna come nice and up close to you. There's a critical component to my lash routine, which is, we have one more thing we might do after this, and that's optional as well, is this Lancome Sills Lash Booster. I'm gonna really dunk her in there. And I take this, it is completely clear, and I put this all over my lashes. My mom has been using this for 55 years. I think she said since like the 80s or 90s. And I feel like it makes literally any mascara look fabulous. Doesn't matter if it's a $3 mascara or $30. It really does enhance every single mascara. And then because we're going for like natural every day, especially if you're watching this and maybe you're gonna do like makeup for school or class in college, or you have like a job where you have to be there really early in the morning and you don't want to look like you're like wearing 10 pounds of makeup, but you just want to feel a little bit more awake, I like to do brown mascara. I promise you, brown mascara, it just looks so natural compared to, especially if you're fair like me or have lighter eyes. I feel like brown mascara makes my eyes pop a little bit more. And I also just feel like when I wear black mascara, sometimes it's like, you know, it's clumpy, it's huge lashes, and something about this just makes me feel like a little bit more natural, I guess. How many times can I say natural in this video? Pretty, right? Now that's the completed look. Look at how like dewy, shiny, natural. I feel like it just enhanced my natural features. The final step, which is gonna be bonus, and this is totally optional, that's why I'm calling it bonus, is some faux freckles. If this is not your cup of tea, you can leave, but come back. You can leave the tutorial now, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm just gonna dibble dabble this, right? Sorry, this is one thing I gotta look in the mirror for. Right on the sides of my nose and kind of just over the bridge of my nose. Let me go finish it off camera and I'll come right back because my camera battery's running low. I did just the tiniest bit, and then I took the back end of my sponge, the bigger part, and I just went right over the top to kind of make them blend a little bit more. That's the final look. I feel so pretty. I hope that you feel beautiful as well, but I always want to reiterate that you do not, did you hear me? You do not need makeup to be or feel beautiful. It is simply a tool to help enhance your natural beauty. And I hope that this tutorial helped you. As I said before, I will have all of the products that I use down in the description. And of course, if you want to see more about how my night with glow recipe went, make sure to head over to my YouTube shorts or over to my Instagram or TikTok. I will have all my socials down in the description for you. I am so grateful that you found me. And if you are interested in just, I don't know, all the girly pop things, I live in Los Angeles and I share and document my life on a daily basis, all day, every day, and I would love to have you here. My name is Reagan. It was another great day to be alive, and I will see you on the next one.